Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I am Lattydesire. Today we're at day number 16. Today we're at day number 16 and the learned behavioral patterns or bad behavioral patterns and belief that I want to unlearn is competing with my family, thinking that I'm better off than them. But before we get into today's video, make sure you hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel if you are new. So let's cue the intro and get right into the video, and tell a friend to tell another friend to tell your family that they should tune in to Lattydesire, right? So let's get right in.
We living free. I'm doing my business, doing what's right. I'm living happy. Yes, I'm alright. Taking chances. I'm doing just fine. Walking on sunshine. I'm living life.
So the belief that I want to unlearn is thinking that I'm better than my family. So I grew up in an extended family where we're pretty humble, and my entire family is Seventh-day Adventist. My whole entire family is Seventh-day Adventist, from my great grandmother down to the newborn baby in my family, the youngest child of my family. And as a child growing up, it wasn't perfect, and so this is why I would always say to myself that when I get older, I'm going to be better than them in so many ways. In finance, in my financial situation, I'm going to be better than them. The choices that they made, I'm going to make better choices than they did. The religious aspect, I'm going to be better in my faith than them. The rules, I'm going to be better. The food that they cook, I'm going to be better. The sacrifice, I'm going to be better. And the way they talk to us, I'm going to be better. And as you get older, you realize that, wow, it was very hard for them. You know, the things that we assume or we create in our head, that they should do this, they should have known this, like, I'm not gonna lie. When you look back and realize that you're asking your parents for something that they themselves is not aware of, and they're still in the process of learning about it. Your grandmother, like my grandmother and I are in two different time, right? What she has learned compared to what I have learned is totally completely different. And I have to reteach my grandmother a lot of stuff, as well as I have learned a lot of stuff from my grandmother, right? So how is it that I'm better than my family? You know, everything that they have done for me, I just want to say that I'm truly grateful. Like, looking at my childhood, that the stuff that, you know, you always want to have the life that you see on TV, where you have that perfect mom and dad and grandma come over, you visit grandma, or you get the Christmas gift, or you get this, you get that, because the perfect idea of what you see on TV. However, like, when I look back at my family, I'm just really grateful. I'm so blessed to have each one of them in my life. I've learned a lot from my grandmother, my uncle, my sister, my brother, my mom who passed away, and even my dad. My dad didn't do much in my life. However, I've learned a lot from him. I learned the choices that he made and how I can make better choices. But that doesn't say that I'm better than my family. You know what I mean? Because, like, as a parent, right, you think that you always have it. You think that you're doing this fantastic job, right? But when you actually sit down and talk to some kids, you're like, what the hell am I doing? Right? You think that you're perfect. You think like you're the perfect mom, the perfect adult. But when you really speak to somebody, you realize that you also have been making a lot of mistakes. you also has messed up, you also have been unaware of a lot of things just the same. And for that, I just want to always remind myself that stop competing with my family to say, okay, I'm going to be a better mom, I'm going to be a better person, I'm going to be better in my religion and all of that, my faith, and just accept them for who they are and appreciate each one of them, because they're more love than pain when you actually look at it. Like, when you stop for a while and stop focusing all the bad things that happened then, and look back at the joyous moment, the rules that they have made was to protect you so that you won't make bad choices, and to keep you in that pathway where I am right now, to give me the tools and the knowledge to keep going, to be resilient. There's a lot of things that we wish that they knew then. However, I'm saying, like, we speak on our experience of life. They didn't have that experience. How is it that they're going to be able to give it to us? Like, think about it. If your mom never have certain knowledge as a child growing up, like, how is it that she's going to be able to give you that knowledge, right? What we can do, what I want to do, is to learn each day, to be patient with myself, to understand myself that I'm not perfect. However, I'm perfect in my own essence. And I want to unlearn a lot of these behavior, believe that I'm better than my family. I can do this better than my mom, my grandma, my uncle, my cousins, my grand aunt, in-laws, my great grand. I just want to stop comparing myself with them and just be grateful for every single thing that they have done. Before Corona, my grandmother, we had a conversation, and I would suggest that you do this, that just sit down and talk to your mom or talk to your grandmother, just have a human to human conversation, and trust me, like, you will look at them in a totally different light. I was like, girls, go and hug your grandmother. Like, go and hug your grandmother. I spoke to her about literally everything, and I'm so happy that she was able to share everything with me, because, like, we'll hear little snippets of their stories and then we use that to judge them. You don't really know them. You don't know the pain that they have been through. You don't know the sacrifice that they have made. You don't know how they were raised, and that's, we don't know these things. We assume that we know because we heard little snippets of their lives. But when you actually know the persons, when you actually sit down and talk to them and ask them questions and allow them to share who they are, right? We only can create our own judgments, and those judgments allow us to think that we're better than them. Bang, bang. So I spoke to my grandmother, and she told me everything that happened to her as a child, as an adult, in her dating life, when she had her first child, which is my mom, her struggle having kids. Like, she shared her story, and I'm so blessed to be able to receive all of that, because now I appreciate my grandmother even more. I love my grandmother even more just hearing her story. Like, oh my God, I just want to hug her right now. And she too was upset with her mom. She thought that she could have done a better job than her mom. Like, based on the story that she told me, she thought that she could have been a better mom than her mom, right? Just as though my mom thought that she could have been a better mom than her, and just as me, as a mother, I thought that I could make better choices than my mom. I protect my son 100%. I love my son with all my heart, but I did everything that I could, and when my son passed away, I thought that I failed completely. Like, how is it, like, what happened? Like, I was trying to solve the problem. Like, was I not a perfect mom? How did this happen? How did this slip me? Like, what did I do wrong? Right? And I have to keep on telling myself that no, Latoya, you did everything that you could. You did everything that you could. And it's unfair for us to look at them and say that they should have done this and they did this, they should have done this, and we're better off, or I'm going to be a better mom. And rather than just taking everything that they have taught us and use it to push ourselves to becoming the best version of ourselves, not better than them. Not better than them. And it's just plain bright ignorance. Because if you don't know something, just ignorant, right? So my grandmother, let me give you an example, because I have to ask her for her permission to speak about her story, because it's her story. However, like, this is a simple example, right? So my grandmother, right, she always wanted to become a nurse. And my great-grandmother was a midwife. My great-grandmother didn't went to school to become a midwife. This is grandmother wanted to become a nurse when she was a child growing up. She was very smart, of course. And she told my great-grandmother that she wanted to be a nurse. At the time, my grandmother, she passed to go to Montego Bay High School. And back then, Montego Bay High School was it was like a colonized racist school. So it's like black kids wasn't getting the treatment as they deserve as the white and the lighter skin tone. So my great-grandmother did not send my grandmother to that school because she was trying to protect her. She was trying to protect her from getting bullied. She was just trying, it was out of love. She didn't send my grandmother to that school. However, my grandmother had this years upon years affecting her, saying that she wanted to go to the school and mama never sent me to that school and da 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 da. But when I sat down and I spoke to my grandma, I was like, wow, this is just all ignorance. This is all ignorance, because the newer generation is always learning more than the older generation. Always learning more than the older generation. So what my great-grandmother knew about coming out of slavery, because she wasn't in slavery, but she was a child out of slavery, right? My grandmother learned something new, and she saw more possibility where my great-grandmother is not aware of those possibilities, right? So long story short, my great-grandmother sent my grandmother to do nursery, not nursing. Nursery, which is to take care of kids, like be nanny for kids, right? So she thought that she was giving her a better opportunity. So all these years, my grandmother was upset with my great-grandmother for not sending her to school to become a nurse, while my great-grandmother thought that she did the best she could by sending her to do nursery. So, and then when we look back, my grandmother, when we had that conversation, both of us were like, wow, she never looked at it that way. I never looked at it that way. And we were able to analyze everything, and we're like, whoa, our great-grandmother, she was doing the best that she could for her. And so I don't want to compare myself with my grandmother. Like, I thought that she should have stayed in England longer and all of this, so that we can be walking the streets of London, and then we should have been having the British accent and our family would be better. But my grandmother, she really made a sacrifice to take care of her mom. And so that sacrifice also led to her taking care of us, putting aside our dreams, our aspiration to take care of us. And especially when my mom passed away, like, if my grandmother wasn't there, like, I don't know what the hell I would do. I don't know what would happen to me. So I'm really happy that she made that sacrifice, and I'm always truly, truly, truly grateful for that. And I wanted them to do the things that was on TV, like the grandmother telling the kids that, oh, I love you, the mom telling the kids, I love you. But they didn't know how to express those words, so they do it in action. they do it in action. So now that I realize that it was all love, I practice the action and try to practice saying it just the same. So going forward, I'm just super grateful, because you don't know your family's story. You don't know what they've been through. There's a lot of secret that have been kept from us, and it's fair for us to say that they're still learning to become the best person that they can be. My uncle is still growing. There's a lot of stuff that I was upset with him for, but like more and more the hate has been removed, because I'm able to have some great conversation with my uncle, and I'm more sorry for him than I thought that I was as a child growing up, because he too made a lot of sacrifice for us, just with my grandmother, to raise us. And I'm just grateful for my family. I don't want to compare with them. I'm just super grateful. I want to do the best that I can as a person to show them that the sacrifice that they have made allow me to go for whatever my heart and my mind desire. So that's a day 16. I don't want to compete with my family. I don't want to walk around to say that I'm better off than them. They did everything that they can and they could. So I just want to appreciate them more and more each and every day. I just can't wait to be around my family, to chat and laugh and pick some mango, pick some June plum, to pick some mango, to my grandmother cook some food for me. Just can't wait to be around them, and that day is coming very soon. So that's it for today. Guys. I hope that was a lengthy one. However, love your family, show them your appreciation, and the rules that they are making, are they made for you? If you're a child watching this video, accept them, because trust me, if it wasn't for those rules, I don't know what I would be doing. Probably not bleach up myself. But my grandmother, like, even though we're in that community, Granville, like, she always tried to keep us inside the house. If I go down the bottom here, she said, "Lattydesire, come up in there." And looking back, I'm really happy, because she didn't want me to expose to too much things, to start acting out, like do the unnecessary things, bleaching up myself, having a ton of different kids. It just going to church help a lot for me to be kind. Like now I'm more appreciative of everything. Now I'm more like, I don't even have anything to compare myself with. I just want to accept my early beginning and love my grandmother, love my family, love my sister, love my brother, all of them. Like, we have our differences, we have our ups and downs, but it's all love. My cousin Camille, my cousin Tiasha, I just love all of you guys. I love all. This is making me emotional. This is making me emotional, but I love all of you guys. Comment down below and just say to yourself, I am not competing myself with my family. Down below that I am thankful for my family. I am grateful for everything that they have taught me. I accept that they're not perfect, and I am not perfect as an adult too. And just comment down below your gratitude for your family, and have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye. Don't forget to.
I'm strong, I'm confident, I'm enough. Still hold the faith down when time is tough. Every cell inside me saying, rise me done. You can do it for real, know the time is now. I am faithful, I'm genius, I'm Iraq. About to blow from the power inside me. Jah, bless me please for me travel and guide me steps as me find myself.